Let's go.
Alright, so let's do a quick overview of this build. As you probably saw in the beginning, it's OP as shit. I made this build a long time ago. I haven't played Cyberpunk in a while, but I decided to come back because some of my friends are playing it, and I wanted to show some. I want to show them the build. So here we go. Alright, so first thing is this build is using Sandevistan, which is your slow motion ability, and this is a end game build here. You can slowly, I guess, kind of guide your way through it in a way, and while using the Send of his 10, but you'll have less upgraded versions of it, of course. So just be aware of that. Um, this right here, I don't have many points into intelligence because this is not a hacking build. But if you do want to do a hacking build, this is the most important thing right here. But most of the other builds are all based on these four right here. Well, mainly these three. And then this one is just for extra damage mainly. As you can see on the bottom, it says plus crit damage per attribute. And the other ones have the same thing, but different types. So this one will give you health, this one will give you armor, and this one will give you crit chance, which is pretty good. It's 10% right there. And this comes out to like 20 something percent crit damage, which is really good. Another thing, relic. If you have the DLC, well, I think this build does require the DLC, but just get the DLC, dude. It's like fucking, it's on sale. I don't know, it's like 15 bucks. Um, So, yeah, just get all of these. You just play through the DLC. You'll get these. These are just I don't think there's one thing that's really good, which is I think it's this one. Yeah, right here. So basically, it'll like highlight the enemy in like a red glow, and you shoot them and you do like basically double your damage. Really good. Should try to get that if you have the DLC. All right, next. So we're gonna go through everything hopefully really quickly. This is body. This is your defenses. This is your most important tab right here. This is for every build. Doesn't matter. Your most important things here would probably be painkiller. Um, this one right here, Dwarf Head, is really good because when you use your Cyberware or a health item just in general, um, and it also can work with other Cyberware that uses your health item, it will give you increased mitigation chance. Well, it'll give you mitigation chance by 50%. It says 100, but it's 50%, so it's noticeable. And there's more increased mitigation as we go through. Uh, we'll probably see it. And we have Adrenaline Rush, really good for health. Pretty important. You should unlock all these three. Uh, Adrenaline Rush is right here. This is your main ability for this perk section, I guess you can call it. When it activates, it also gives you an additional 20% recovery on your healing item, which is really good. And also you get more of that from other items, so it increases. And like after every kill you probably get like 40% of your charge back, and it's really good. So you basically don't die. All right. Um. So yeah, everything else is just like unstoppable. Just other things that are really good for survivability. This side is for blunt weapons if you want to use that, and this side is for shotguns. I use shotguns, so it's your choice really. Um, Reflexes. So this is your movement. Most important thing here is definitely this right here. Gives you double jump and also air dashes. Don't cost stamina. You get air dashes from here, right here. You obviously level up all the way to the top. Um, yeah, your basics. Sprint while shooting. You don't really need these if you're not using a gun. It's up to you. Just read through the abilities and see if you really need it. The main ones that you need are like these ones. These are very important, the big ones on top. Um, this one is good. You get stamina for finishers and dismemberments, I believe. Yeah. Uh, we're using a blade in this build, but if you're not using a blade, you should again go back to the blunt weapons. So don't put anything in this section. But if you are using a blade, these are what you should go for. You don't really need bullet deflect, kind of useless in slow motion. Uh, Same thing here. Technical ability. This is a very important page actually. Uh, So this is like for your cyberware and additional things for your cyberware. So like here it's 10%. So all cyberware stat modifiers, which is really good. That's just basically adding 10% to everything, right? Plus 40% or 40 armor. Again, good for your defenses. Unlocks a new cyberware slot for your skeleton, which is really good. Your skeleton is important because it has more defensive. This right here is pretty important. You don't really need it, but you should try to cap all your slots on your cyberware. So this will give you another 15% cooldown, which is really good. This as well, duration. This is good for Sandivis 10 build. Insanely good, so make sure you put this on. Let's see, what else is really important? Oh yeah, so here I use a tech weapon as well. It's a sniper, so I don't really like to put too much on it. I just kept it really simple. But you can remove these, you can put it into something like cool, right? Obviously I have nothing in here, but you can put points into here if you want, if you're using a throwing knife, or pistols, sniper like I am, but I didn't. Again, I don't really use the sniper too much. I should probably change that. Um, but yeah, so where were we? Technical ability. Here's your most important thing for technical ability. It's this Edge Runner. I would recommend putting this on. So it will reduce your health, but you'll have so much health by the end of the game, or even in the middle of the game while you're playing and you're doing this. Even if you're doing this build, you'll probably be good. So use this. It'll increase your crit damage, and your crit chance when you go into this yellow background. Like your screen will go yellow in the background. You probably saw it in the beginning, and basically yeah, it just makes you do incredible damage, and its duration increases by 3 seconds every time you kill an enemy, which is fucking just you can basically stay in it forever. But the chance of it happening is only 5% max. But that just depends on your cyberware. It's still really good because it happens pretty often, trust me. So definitely put this on. Let's see. This is also very important perk right here. This is underrated. I don't see many people use this. When I played the game and I used to watch videos on builds, not many people put this on. So actually there was one guy, I think he was a Russian guy. He was always really good with builds. But here's what it does. So it basically charges an EMP, hits nearby enemies after 3 seconds, okay? Whenever you activate your cyberware, which is your Sandivistan, which we're using is slow motion. So when you're in slow motion for 3 seconds, basically, it'll do a fucking big ass EMP. It'll stun enemies, deal damage. It might not kill everybody, but it's stunning them, so you can go kill them if you want. It'll make it much easier. And um, sorry. And when it's charging, so when you're not using your Sandivistan, you take 50% less damage. Like, you just take 50% less damage, which is really good. I'm maybe I could be wrong about this perk. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but great perk in my eyes. Okay. Okay, another important thing for this build is your skill progression right here. The most important thing you really need is, I think it's Shinobi right here. Yes, this one. So the way you want to level this up is by getting XP by neutralizing enemies with ARs, SMGs, and blades, and performing certain movements such as dashing, vaulting, or climbing. You so just play the game. Right? You'll level it up. And same with some of the other ones. I'll look through which ones are really important. So this one is obviously important. When Sandivistan is active, you get 40% crit chance and no stamina cost, so you can just move around. And 40% crit chance plus your additional 10% from the attribute points plus another 20 from other things, cyberware, and then another 50% from other. You basically always have 100% crit chance, right? You'll never run out of crit chance. If you're looking at all the stats, you'll see. You'll add it up and you'll see. You also get other cool abilities right here when attacking from midair or while time is slowed. Low stamina does not affect ranged accuracy or melee attack speed. Just small buffs. For your character. Right here, 25% damage with fast attacks, really good. Mitigation chance, perks. All of this is really important. Everything here. This is for your hacking build, but it's also important. So make sure you're leveling everything up. Okay, so for weapons, I use katana, right? But you can use blunt weapon. You can use whatever the hell you want. The katana I would recommend is the Byakko. I forgot where you get this from. I think you have to do a certain person's gigs and finish them all, and then you get it at the end. But basically, when you kill an enemy, you'll start slashing really fast after the first enemy you kill. you'll like, bro, you go so fast. You seen it in the beginning, so it's really good. Um, I use a sniper. I don't know. I'm weird. I don't know. And I use a shotgun. I don't know. They're not really good, but what you could use instead is something like this, the Raiju. This is from the DLC. It's really good. Overpowered as hell. Works in slow motion too, and it's a tech weapon. Or you can use fucking whatever the hell you want. Right here, this we'll go over that later. Max stock, best heals right here. Use that. Um, okay, next. Okay, for your cyberware, your most important things here are this right here, Axolotl. This you get from your DLC, and from you see right below it says 7.5% cooldown instantly for all cyberware after neutralizing an enemy, which is just incredible. That also includes um, your healing, your max stock. And then also below that, I have melee damage on everything. I try to have it on everything. I can't get it on everything. It's either melee damage or crit chance, right? Something like that. But that's what you want to try to roll for on those. I forgot how to do it in the game, but you'll figure it out eventually. Try to get materials, save up materials. Okay, so Axolotl, you have your Sandevistan Falcon. I forgot how you get this, but just look it up and find it. Get that, it's really good. Sometimes people say to use the apogee. I don't like this one because um, I tried both, and this one just lasts longer in slow motion. You just stay in slow motion for so much longer than the other one, so I prefer this one. Other things, not really important. Melee damage on that, right? Crit damage on that. It's not, my build isn't perfectly min maxed, but it's almost there. I'm not gonna try to anyway. Melee damage. Oh, right here, important biomonitor. So this automatically heals you when you're with your equipped item when your health goes below 50%. So it'll basically pump it back up all the way, and then you're taking more damage, and then you're getting kills at the same time. But you're not. You're basically never running out of heals, right? So it's a cycle. You keep getting kills. You're never running out of heals. Even if you're in a tough situation, you want to get out. You can't. You'll always have slow motion. So you're never in a really tough situation unless you're not using it properly. Right here, melee damage. This is really good. Micro rotors, pretty important. Attack speed for for your melee attacks, and gives you crit chance. So 2%, another good uh, one right there. More melee damage. This is also a double jump. These right here are all your armor. This is another shocking item. So whenever you take damage, you have a 10% chance to do electric damage. Um, which happens occasionally. You'll see it. Um, right here, you have more damage reduction and armor. More armor. Uh, let's see, stabber right here. This is pretty important. Another 20% crit chance right here. Melee damage on top too. This is what I use. I like this one because I use a sniper. But you can change this. I 100% recommend changing this to something else. Like, let's see, crit chance increases the further you are from an enemy. Yeah, that is only for weapons that, uh, like long range weapons. But what's really good is it's cool attuned, as you can see below it. It says 1% crit damage per attribute. So I have 18 more crit damage. I think that's why I used this as well. So you can use that, or you can use something else. Like, I don't know, something like this. Slows time by 50% for 3 seconds when enemy detection reaches 50%. That can be good for stealth. Or slows time when your health drops below 25. That's really good too. Oh, wait, is that on? No, that's not on, but that's really good too. Um, all right, here also really important: armor, max health, melee damage. This you can use whatever the hell you want. You can use blades if you want because it goes really well with the build. I just use mono wire because I'm weird, and that's it. That's really it for the build right here. Also this right here, edge runner. That's right there from your perks, which is it shows you what your percentage is. Your percentage chance is 4.9, almost max. I'm missing 1 point, right? Because I don't have enough um, cyberware points to put anywhere. I can't. Um, but yeah, so just follow this. Take a picture. Everything looks the same in the game, right? So just look at what it looks like. Alright, I can just go over it real quick if you want. Alright, fuck that, I'm not doing that. So yeah, just take a picture, figure it out. and goodbye.